The purpose of today's tutorial is to show you how to create a shared calendar using Google. The first step to creating a shared calendar in Google is to log into your Gmail account. So this would be your grandviewc4.net email address. Once you're in Gmail, you will look to the right and you should see an app button, 9 little dots next to each other. Once you click that, you'll select Calendar. Once you're in the calendar section, you'll want to look on the left-hand side for a section called My Calendars. Then you're going to click the drop-down just to the right of My Calendars and select Create New Calendar. When you create a new calendar, you'll simply have to enter a calendar name, a description if you want to, a location if you'd like to, and then it automatically defaults to our time zone. And then you'll want to fill out the section, Share this calendar with others. You'll check mark this box, and then you'll check mark the box that says Share this calendar with everyone in the organization. That allows people to search in the search box for your calendar. So if they search the name iPad availability or whatever title you give this calendar, they'll be able to find it and add it to their own Google account. But you will also want to fill in this section here, Share with specific people. This will allow you to enter the email address of every person that you want to be able to see that calendar. And it will automatically add it to their other calendar section, whereas this section doesn't do that. If you just share the calendar with everyone, it doesn't mean it's added to Google. But if you put in their email address here, it automatically adds it so that when they log into their own Gmail account through Grandview C4, they will see it listed in their calendars. Once you've finished entering the settings for your new calendar, you'll be sent back to the main page. You should see under the My Calendar section right here, there will now be a new calendar listed with whatever title that you've given it. For people who don't manage the calendar but simply are able to view it, it will show up in their other calendar section. So this person that I've shared the iPad cart management calendar with will have to look under other calendars to be able to see the availability. Adding events to a Google Calendar is pretty simple. You'll want to click on the drop-down next to the calendar name that you're wanting to edit, and then select Create Event on this calendar. Once you've done that, a new screen will populate that wants you to fill out the details. So you'll add a name for your event, so that will be what shows up on the calendar. So this would probably be for iPads, a teacher's name, and a room number if you want. You'll then select the date and the time that the iPad cart is booked. You can fill this information out, but it is completely optional because it should default to whatever you want. But down here under event color is where you'll want to determine which colors are going to be used for each cart. So if it were cart 1 and cart 1 is blue, then we would want to check mark the blue box so that it shows up as blue on the calendar as people see it. And then make sure that the busy button is selected. That way people don't think that the cart is available. If for some reason you need to maintain the settings or make changes to your calendar, you simply do that by clicking on the drop-down next to the calendar name and then selecting Calendar Settings. The settings for the calendar that you can maintain include calendar details, share this calendar, and reminders and notifications. Under calendar details, you're able to change the name of the calendar. You can change the description, the location, and then at the bottom you also have an option to embed the calendar. This would be useful if you've got a website that you want the calendar to be displayed on. You simply copy this code over here and paste it into your HTML on the website and it will embed that calendar. You can also email a link that goes directly to the calendar. And you can do that by clicking this HTML button, and you'll get a pop-up with a hyperlink, or with a URL rather, that you can email to a specific person, and they can click that link in their email and be taken to view the calendar. You can also permanently delete the calendar. If you do that, though, just be aware that you will delete it for everyone. No one will ever be able to view that calendar again once it's been deleted. Finally, if you need to manage the share settings on your calendar, you'll click the Share This Calendar link on the settings page, and then you can change the email. If you want to add more people, you can remove people by clicking the trash can next to their email address. But more importantly, you can maintain the permission that people have on your calendar. So you have 3 different options here. The first one is make changes and manage sharing. This is the one for the person that creates the calendar. This is the person that can add events, add people, remove people. This is the owner of the calendar. You can have more than one owner, but they will be able to make changes as they see fit once they're given that access. You can also have it to where people can only see the free and busy, and they don't get to see specific details, so they don't get to see locations, they don't know the name of the event that's happening, so they wouldn't know which teacher has the cart or anything like that. Or if you want them to be able to see that information, then you'd use See All Event Details. And this is actually the default permission settings whenever you email a specific person to have access to the calendar. So you may just want to leave it at that. That is really all there is to creating a Google Calendar that's shared. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to send me an email and I will be able to help you out.